Well, hey there, besties, and welcome back. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to come up with another cute intro to this video this week, but if I do, kudos to me. I actually thought about maybe starting each of my fall videos with the same kind of vibe, like show off a fall mug and showcase one of my fall favorite movies and see if you guys can guess what movie I'm showcasing in the comments. If you like that idea, let me know. And I may do that, but then again, I don't want everything to be like the same old, same old. Then again, maybe I do want everything to be the same old, same old. Well, like always, speaking of same old, we are doing cleaning and decorating again, but today we're gonna do the buffet. In this day of filming, you're gonna see me in the same clothes in this same getup for the next couple of weeks because everything that I've done today and filmed today will have been done in one day. And I'm not gonna change clothes every time I decorate a single area or clean an area. You get me in my cleaning clothes, you know how this goes. But I real quickly wanted to say welcome to all my new subscribers. I had no idea that my simple little video last week would do as well as it did. I honestly don't look at, I don't know, I stopped worrying and caring about the subscriber count and all of that. But I couldn't help but notice how many new people there are because so many of you commented saying how much you enjoyed my genuineness and me being me. And I appreciate that so much. I really appreciate that because I really don't want to, I don't want to be something that I'm not. I am not an influencer. I don't want to be an influencer. I am only here to connect with other people and to have fun. That's really all I'm here for. I no longer take sponsorships. I no longer want to be monetized. I don't care about any of that. I just want to be real and have my world feel not so big by connecting with you guys and sharing interest and just being real together. And I want to bring to you what real life looks like and what real decorating looks like for me. It may look differently for everybody else, but for me, this is what it looks like. And I just wanted to share it with all of you. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. I've already cleared it off, cleaned it off. And I'm not going to take this stuff down just to put it back up for the video, but this is what I've put up above it, and we're just going to make this a nice fall moment, keeping in mind what the sign says. It is the pumpkin patch that has apples, ciders, and hayrides. So I'm going to play off the apples and the ciders in the farm fresh kind of vibe. And as I get closer to as we get into fall, I'm gonna switch those apples over into pumpkins, and then I will switch those, I'll add to that pumpkin and layer in the Halloween. So it is like this evolving process that I can play with throughout all the way up until Christmas, which for me, I'm gonna leave pretty much everything up through Thanksgiving. I don't anticipate decorating early, and I say this every year for Christmas, but don't hold me to it. So I'm gonna start by putting this beautiful runner in with the lace detail. Everything except for one item has been thrifted. Well, maybe two. The sign was not thrifted. That's a Hobby Lobby piece from a few years ago. The shutters are thrifted. They came from a Goodwill years ago. So I'm going to put this down. And then the first thing we're going to do is put a shelf to give some height, because I always like to have things in layers, and that means having different heights and different groupings and things like that, just to make it more interesting to me. So I make my own risers, and this is a wood pile piece from Hobby Lobby. I will pick wood pile pieces up everywhere, all the time. all the time. Sometimes I'll buy them new, like this I did buy it for this project new. But sometimes you can find those things in a thrift store or something like that. You can just kind of keep your mind open when you're going to those places. If you see just a cutting board or anything that you can turn into a riser, scoop it up, because it's way cheaper than buying risers, that's for sure. Have you seen how much those risers are at Goodwill, well, Goodwill too, at Home Goods? they're pricey. And all I do is pick up a whole, you can get a whole pack of like these candlesticks, same thing in the wood section of Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Just pick you up a bag of 4 and E6000 and hot glue those things onto that, onto your little wood piece, and you got yourself a riser. Paint it, sand it, do what you want with it. It's a chef's kiss. I can't think of another thing to do, a better thing to do to make risers than something. I just love it. Anyway, rambling. I'm gonna put this in the center. Slightly off because I'm gonna need more space on this side than that. I'm gonna bring you closer now, since you've already seen the sign and all. We're gonna drop you down just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So this is what it looks like so far, just that. And then I'm gonna bring in a tiered tray over here. The tiered tray I bought from Home Goods years ago. I've had it for years, and it's a Halloween one. It has the cast iron and the skull. I just turn it. Nobody pays attention to what that is. I kind of wish that it wasn't a Halloween piece, because I love this. It's gorgeous. It's everything that I love. I love it. It can be farmhouse. It can be primitive. It can be so many things. I love it, love it, love it. But this makes me feel like I'm stuck using it at a certain time of year. So I try to camouflage it, and I just turn it around because I love this tier tray. So I'm gonna put this over here. How much did I pay for it originally? Oh, it was Marshall's, sorry, $16.99. Marshall's, okay. That, like I said, years ago. So I'm gonna turn it so the skull is facing the wall. I'm not a big skull person. I do every now and then decorate with a couple of little skulls if I'm going for a certain theme, but for Halloween, but I typically am not a skull person. But I do have a few that I do enjoy that are comical and I love, that are vintagey and all that kind of good stuff. So, all right, so now that I have this like this, I'm going to bring in my bigger pieces. And the first thing is a dough bowl. That I did get from Hobby Lobby years ago. No, I didn't. I didn't, I'm lying. This came from Country Treasures. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's a cute little primitive store. And it looks like I paid 20 something for it, but it's worn off and I can't really see, so. Yeah, this one's my favorite one. I do have one that I bought from Hobby Lobby. You'll see when we do the other hutch, but maybe, yeah, you'll see it when we do the other hutch. But for today, there's that. And then my other big piece that goes on this side is my mini jars. Hold on. My words just escape me all the time. This thingy. I love this thingy. I'm putting it as close over as I can because I want as much space as possible, because I have candlesticks that I'm going to put on either side. And I think I'm going to need to move this down a little bit. Just a little. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to put my candlesticks in just so I have my bigger pieces in. And I got a set of 3 of these from Michael's. I paid $28. They didn't come in a set. I had to buy them separately. The tall one was $28, and I'm sure I bought it when it was like 40 or 50% off, because you know me, I'd never buy anything full price. So it had to be on sale, because I would have never paid that for, no, I wouldn't have done that. So I'm gonna put this one, the taller one over here. This is the tallest. So I put the tallest on this side because this is shorter. I'm gonna put the shorter one over here on this side because this is taller. And all I did to decorate these up, we'll go ahead and add that, so that's done. This will have to come over just a little bit. There we go. Is I made a wreath, a candle wreath out of just a couple of picks of this wheat stuff. I don't know what you call it, but I'm gonna lay that on there. And then I have these battery operated candles. They're gorgeous. They're beautiful. They flicker and all the things. They are on, you can put them on a timer, I believe, but they're so old. They did come from Michael's. They're so old. If they did have a remote, I can't find it. So I just manually turn them on and off. It is really not that big of a deal to me. So that's how I decorated the candles. So it's looking good so far. I'll move you back so you can see better. So you can see everything. Okay, there you go. Now we're gonna layer in, oh, I do have something that I wanna put here. How many of y'all love butter pats? I love me some butter pats. And this is an antique tobacco crate that someone, it is vintage, could be even, actually, I think this is antique. When I looked it up through Google Lens, I hauled this in a video a long time ago. And I shared the information of, it was here in Virginia, but it's just a beautiful little piece. But usually these would have a sliding top of some sort. So I think someone refashioned the inside because they typically don't come with the compartments like this or a little handle. That's a little bit different. But it is a legit piece. So I just put butter pats in it. And actually, if you can't find a butter pat, but you like the thought of a butter pat, just get you some doll furniture or doll dishes. If you get little doll baby dishes and a set, there you go. These are all vintage though. I don't know what they actually came with. I'm assuming it was most likely a doll set because it looks like a tea saucer. Butter pats usually don't have that. So they're not legit, but they're legit enough for me. They serve my purpose. All right. I'm gonna put those there. Now I'm gonna put my bigger piece, the centerpiece for this top shelf. And it is a beautiful white pitcher. This is a threshold pitcher. It is not stoneware. It is not vintage. It is not quite 20 years old. Okay, so that's gonna go in the middle. I may have to shift it a little bit once I start putting my other pitchers. If you can tell, I wanted a place to still house all of my pitcher collection. But I also, and I don't wanna hide it away for the holidays. So the pitchers will always be here. These things, for the most part, will always be here. I'm just plugging and playing in the seasonal elements. I'll switch out this, I switch out the sign, I will switch out the candles and the candle wreaths, whatever they are. I can just switch out the seasonal elements and decorate the tier tray. I think that is like the best way to do it and save myself some stress and have fun. You know, this can be fun to play with seasonal little smalls, rather than taking it all down and trying to find out where, it's just too much. I can't do it. All right, let's get these pictures back up. Picture number one, these were my dad's. So I just stuck some of his old tools in here. I love the wood. So this one is gonna go on this side. I'm gonna set it like right there, like that. And then I got me some spoons. I have thrifted all of these spoons and they are some of the most beautiful little spoons. I love these things. I love, 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 love them. Look at this one. Isn't that gorgeous? That is, I love it. I just absolutely love it. All right, my son is texting me, so I'm gonna pause, read what is up with him, and then I'll get back. He was good. He was just saying good morning. All right, next side. I have more spoons, and I also have some more of my dad's things. So just some rulers. Those accordion rulers that you can put in, like make into stars and stuff. Yeah, that's what that is. Let me see. All right. There we go. Look at this. I think this is called a tomato spoon. I just love these. So I'm gonna put this one over on this side as well, like right here. So far, so good. Now I'm gonna start adding in some littles right in here. I picked up in a grab bag a whole little set, tea set, of these little apple things. So here's a teapot. I'm gonna set that over here. And then I have a little tea cup to go with it. I'm gonna set that there. And then I have this little pitcher that's broken, but I love this thing. These are so old. And look, I have little teeny spoons. And I have little teeny knives. And there's even a fork in there. There's a fork in there somewhere. There they are, they're in the back. Look. Are they not the most adorable thing? I love it. So I'm gonna set this over here so you can't see the broken side so much. But you see the little silverware. I think that is so stinking cute. I love me some littles. I love the littles. I have another little teacup, apple teacup, and put that there. And then I have another pitcher, little apple pitcher. So I'm gonna put that beside of the teacup. And then I have another little pitcher, and I have another little apple container, a little mini. And I'm gonna put those on the end right there. Okay. Actually, part of me thinks maybe I should put the teacup here. I don't know if I had it like that or not. Put the cup there and put that there. That's what I'll do. I think I might have had that differently, but that's okay. You'll get to see it up close in just a minute. Then the next thing I'm gonna do is the tier, oh no, I'm gonna add my ciders. Remember the thing up there says ciders? So I have my ciders. I have never seen these amber jars again. I picked them up in a thrift store years and years and years ago. So I don't know where you can find them. I bet if you put in Google, you know, mason jar, amber mason jar mug, maybe you'd find something similar, but that's that. And then I know you guys have asked, I get several requests on asking about my faux foods. And I know that I don't do a lot of crafting videos per se. It was because it just wasn't something it wasn't something that was getting a lot of traction. People really didn't want to see that. They wanted to see me decorate. And that's a whole other rabbit hole I'm not gonna go down right now. But I do incorporate how I make things in my decorating videos from time to time. So I will link, if I can remember and find them, I will link the videos that show how to make the faux drinks. Now, they might not be exactly like this. I think the one faux drink that I have on there is probably how I did my minis. I can't remember, but I will link what I have. And if you guys would like to see me recreate some of these, just say so in the description box. I love doing this stuff, and I'm happy to share it with all of you. I am getting ready to make some faux foods for the holidays because I actually thought about getting rid of, I tossed some of the older ones that I had for fall because they were just getting old, and I just thought I'd like to make some new ones. So I'm getting ready to make some faux fall cookies and cakes and whatnot. So if you'd like to see that, just let me know in the comments, and I'm happy to share that. So here are these. I'm gonna put these on either side, drop you back down again so you can see. And I'm gonna put the green one on this side because the handle can go that way, and the red one here. All right, now we're gonna get to the tier tray. So I'm gonna move you over here. So you can see, and all my tier tray stuff is right here. So keeping it real, keeping it real. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is soften the look a little bit by putting a doily here, and I've just folded it in half, and I'm gonna put it right here. It would be cool if I could fit it over the whole thing, but I don't wanna ruin it, so I'm not doing that. Not doing that. We're gonna fold it in half. Joannie, don't play, just decorate. Okay, got this on. And then I have another little one here that I'm gonna put down here, just so I can kind of have a cohesive. You'll see, you'll see. Now I need to camouflage this a little bit. It's not gonna be camouflaged all the way, but it will be camouflaged enough that you're gonna be so distracted with everything else that's going on, nobody's really gonna pay that close attention. So I'm gonna put my Farm Fresh Open Daily You Pick Apples Homemade Pie Cider and Butter. I think that's a perfect little sign. I can't remember where I got it. And then years ago, picked up this golden apple and honey candle. I don't burn them. Oh my goodness, it does smell like a beautiful, beautiful apple in an apple orchard. Love it. All right, and I'm putting that right there on the bottom. Now, talks about pies, so I'm gonna add a pie, and I made these pies with dried apples and just some muslin and a top of a jar. Anything would work. Cut some fabric, used my pinking shears, and did a little tag there, attached it with a little safety pin, like a mini safety pin, and I did douse it in some coffee grunge and essential oil, apple cinnamon essential oil, so it smells like the season. So I'm just gonna put that there. I think I'm gonna turn it so that there we go. So it's not so, okay, there you go. And then I also put one on top of here. And I just used all different kinds of fabrics, but the same idea. So I'm putting that there. Then the next thing I'm gonna do is fill it with apples. My brother made this meat tenderizer for me. I lost the handle. It came undone years and years ago, but I still use it. I love that my brother made it, so I'm going to incorporate this as a riser. I'm just gonna put this on the back. You're not gonna notice the holes because it's all the way to the back. It's just gonna feel complete if I decorate the whole thing, if that makes sense. You don't necessarily see everything on the side, but I don't want it empty. That's just not acceptable to me. Side note, my dad was a master carpenter and cabinet maker. He was one of 21, and all the boys in that family, and there were more boys than girls, they all did carpentry, all of them. They were master craftsmen. And my dad had a business here in Winchester and ran it until he retired. He handed it over to my brothers, and then my brothers had it for, and my husband was also involved in it at the time. And it was around forever. People still have things that my dad made. There are still homes in this area that my dad did. I mean, he has a very good name in the community with his woodworking, and I'm extremely proud of that. And I did pick up a little bit of that. So when I rebuilt my hutch or I build little things or whatever, it's just in my blood to do stuff like that. So anyway, back to the tier tray. I'm just gonna fill it with the apples that I made. And I remember I had one of these little green ones in the back on that little riser because it fit and didn't hit the top. And then I put apples on either side here just to fill in just these little apples. I put nuts on this one. I think these are stinking cute. Also a video on these. I'll try to link all of this. I think I had this one like right here. Maybe I put this off to the side a little bit. I cannot remember 100% exactly, but I will continue to play. Actually, maybe I did have this one over here because I like the contrast. So we'll do that. Put this one here. Move this over a little bit. You know, I made some faux butter. I should put faux butter on here. If I make a mini faux butter, that would be cute. And then I have a bunch more of the bigger ones. So I put one here because I thought it would just be cute. I did have one over here on the side here. And I just scattered my apples about is pretty much all I did. I'm gonna put another one over here so you can kind of see it peeking out. And then I'm gonna put, I did not have one over there. I had them all kind of here. I wanna make more of these because they are just stinking cute. Okay, all right. Now the last thing I do, or did, was scatter leaves about. So I'll back you up so you can get a full view. And I'm just gonna scatter some leaves about because it's fall. Art said last night, he goes, "Are these real?" And I'm like, no honey, they're not real. He goes, "They look so real. There's leaves everywhere," and I love it. Art loves fall. He is a fall guy. He really is, and I'm so glad. We'd be in trouble if he didn't like fall as much as I did. All right, so I'm just tucking, and the thing that I like about these, I actually took these off of a pick, and the pick lays flat, and I hate that. Actually, let me show you. I can show you really quick what that looks like. Hold on. It's these, and they lay flat. It's really hard to decorate with them because they do lay like so flat. So one thing that's good for this type of pick is to decorate the tree with, because you can just stick them in and they'll lay, you can bend them like this and they lay well when you're tucking them in a tree. They're really good for a garland that's gonna lay flat on a mantle. But I like taking them apart, cutting them off, even making sure they have a little bit of a stem. And then I will pack them away so that they get bent and they look like a real crusty old leaf. I love that. That's what I did. I have a bunch of them like this. And then I'm just tucking them in and about everywhere. And that's pretty much the way that this little vignette went. I just have them scattered literally like everywhere. Wherever you think they might look good, you know? And that's pretty much it. I know I had this one somewhere, but I can't remember exactly where. Maybe it was over here. Okay, and the other thing is you can turn them so that they're dark. They are dark on one side, but they have that other hue on the other and the veining. I think that's really cool. So I turned some of them up. So that is it for that area. I'll back you up so you can see what I have on either side. Actually, I'll have to take you down and show you that. All right, so this is what the buffet looks like. We got it off of Amazon when we moved here because I need a lot more extra storage. This kitchen does have a lot of cabinets, but it doesn't have nearly as much cabinet space as my old kitchen did. So I needed some more cabinet space. So we bought this and it's beautiful, soft closed doors, love that. But I just have a little moment over here. These lanterns do come on a timer. They were thrifted, so I can't remember how much they were, where I got them. Tucked in some leaves. I picked up that butter churn off of Facebook Marketplace. It doesn't have the handle, but it does have the lid. And I actually have some of my stoneware hidden in there that I think that's, no, terracotta pots are in there. Terracotta pots. And then I just tucked some of my trays that don't fit in a cabinet because they're just a little too big back there. A faux pumpkin, and those lanterns, like I said, come on at a certain time every night. And then on the other side, I have a pumpkin on a stool, and I need to make over that pumpkin because I don't like the color of it. But I thrifted it years ago, and I just never got around to like painting it, but I am this year. And then I have some of my favorite bowls right here, and I have my dad's stool right here. And inside of this It's just plate hangers and easels and things like that for pictures. I just store all of them in there because I can easily get to them and they fit in there really well. So that's what's in there. My dad actually engraved the lid. I have all of that in a video I did for Father's Day. I showed you some of the things that I still have that my dad made. So that's a fun video. If you want to go look at that, let me know. I can always share that again. It's a fun little Father's Day video. Well, besties, I think this video has gotten really long with everything that is in it. So I'm going to do the living room next week. And that's basically just going to be how I've decorated the couch, how I've decorated the entertainment area. I have ladders on either side of the TV, ladder shelves, and I'll show you how those are decorated. And then we also have one more area up here on the main floor that I wanted to share. And that's my pony wall area and the hutch. So what I might be able to do is next week share that this entire side of the space with you and get that all out of the way. And then the only other areas are the entryway and the entryway. I will show you how I decorated those for fall, and we'll redecorate those together as I clean. And then I have decorated my bedroom, but I haven't decorated my master bath. I have decorated my craft room, bathroom. And if you guys would like to see my craft room, bathroom, and my craft room, let me know, because maybe I could incorporate a fall craft, maybe one of my faux foods, and then you can see my craft room. I can take you around that a little bit because I finally have it organized and finally have it in a place where I like it. So I can take you around and do that and show you a faux food craft, and then show you my bathroom. So my bathroom is decorated for Halloween though. It's not decorated for fall. It's decorated for Halloween. Anywho, if you want to see that, just let me know. But until next week, my besties, when we do this all again, I will see you then. Bye.